Welcome back to the Digital Scope, your source for all things technology. Join us today as we talk about one of society's most popular yet controversial topics, the cultural shift to electric vehicles. Now, I'm sure we've all heard of electric vehicles, to some degree. They are motor vehicles that operate fully on electricity, as opposed to the traditional vehicles that function on fossil fuels. So what is it about EVs that has attracted around 2 million customers in the US alone? Is it simply one's environmental ideals that outweigh the potential risks? Or is there something more that is driving society toward the electric shift? As always, check out the links in our description for more info best suited for your needs. And be sure to leave a like or subscription if you enjoyed this episode. Since 2010, EVs have transformed from niche market to a global enterprise, driving a cultural shift toward environmentalism in major countries and regions such as the US, EU, and China. But what many people tend to overlook is the industry's complex history. The first EV was actually created in the 1880s, a wagon made by American chemist William Morrison. The number of EVs has risen since, accounting for a third of all vehicles by 1900s, as they are quiet, were convenient, and had less perceived pollution. However, by the 1920s, the Henry Ford Model T prototype, along with the discovery of oil in Texas, made gasoline cars in the US cheap and accessible. By 1935, EVs had almost disappeared, only resurfacing more than 30 years later in a nationwide gas shortage that impacted the world. Demand for EVs increased by the 1970s, but performance was largely underdeveloped. That is, until the societal shift in the 21st century. We are honored to invite Ms. Xing, Vice President of Alibaba Group, to take us through her primary perspective of EV development in the 21st century.
I think there's four phases of revolutionary development of the automobile industry. The first thing is EV, the new energy, the EV. And the second phase is the digital architecture. And the third phase is autonomous driving. And the last phase is AI cockpit.
Let's look at an example. At the start of the 21st century, the Toyota Prius and Tesla Roadster made groundbreaking achievements that heightened EV supply. According to the US Department of Energy, EV battery costs were cut by 50% in the US, and non-governmental organizations are on the front line bringing about technological breakthroughs. There are many reasons for this cultural change.
Firstly, I think it is more healthier for urban living. And secondly, I think it is the green consciousness which the EV brings to people.
In addition to environmental awareness, the rise of modern EVs is also correlated with increased social acceptance of green infrastructure. The US Energy Department invested more than $150 million to install more than 18,000 residential, commercial, and public chargers these years.
The third thing is the urban infrastructure and the social, the social rituals has been changed. Because previously the fuel stations and now replaced by the electricity stations for the vehicles, which also brings to a new kind of a hub, the social hub. Another cultural phenomena is that the EV is becoming the national icons of China. So the foreign vehicles is not that popular as nowadays the Chinese local EVs. So this is also reinforced the national confidence in Chinese innovations.
As a result, sustainability, infrastructure, and national identity all reflect the cultural shift to mainstream environmentalism since 2010. Brought about by the increased adoption of electric vehicles, the cultural transformation has already penetrated many major countries such as the United States, China, and many European nations. The niche environmental choice people used to associate with EVs has since turned into a widely accepted lifestyle, driving society toward a digital and sustainable life. However, the increased adoption of EVs is not without criticism. To fully acknowledge and adapt to the challenges faced, such as safety and accessibility, we will need more resource investment and public awareness to sustain the electric shift, driving society toward environmental progress. Thank you for watching. For more related podcasts, check out the Digital Zone.